The question says, is x positive? And statement 1 says x is the square of an integer. Statement 2, x plus 1 is positive. You have the 5 answer choices. We need to identify just one of them is correct. So let's go over statement number 1. In statement number 1, we can see that x is the square of an integer. In other words, we might say that x represents the result of taking the square of some integer value. Integers, there are many possibilities, right? Let's evaluate a few cases. What if you take the square, for example, of 5, a positive integer? If you take the square of 5, you get 25. So x would be 25 and thus deliver an affirmative answer to this question. What if x were the square of another integer, say for example, negative integer negative 7? If you square negative 7, then what happens? You get 49, another positive value. So again, the answer to the question would be a yes. So it looks like we have a unique answer to this question in all possible cases. Well, what if this integer were just 0? Is 0 an integer? Obviously it is. So what if x were the square of integer 0? Then x would be 0. Would you say 0 is positive? No. 0 doesn't have a sign. So this change in the answers, no matter that we have infinite answers yes and just one no, all the same, it means that statement 1 is not sufficient because we cannot guarantee a unique answer to this question. In this case, we cannot guarantee a unique yes or a unique no. We have yes and no. What about statement 2? Well, what if we try a couple of values that actually yield the different answers in the first statement? Take a look. We have here a yes and a no. So which values of x produced these two different answers? 49 and 0. Now, can 49 and 0 be used in statement 2? Take a look. 49 plus 1 is positive. Yes, 0 plus 1 is also positive. But what is the answer to the question with this value? The answer would be a yes, because 49 is positive, but 0 is not positive, so the answer would be a no. And thus, we can prove that statement 2 alone is not sufficient either. We have two possibilities for answering the question. Okay, the fact that we have been able to reproduce the same different answers using exactly the same values for x in each of the statements separately, independently, guarantee that if we combine the information of the two statements, nothing will change, the same situation will keep going. In other words, together the statements cannot provide a unique answer to the question. So, in this case, when we would evaluate statements 1 and 2 together, we still have, okay, a number x, for example, that is the square of an integer, that is, for example, 49, and that plus 1 is positive. Okay, you have x 49, a value that complies with the statements 1 and 2 at the same time, yielding a yes for an answer, and the value of x0, which is the square of integer 0 and added with 1, is also positive. This yields the answer no to the question. So we can see that statements 1 and 2 together are not sufficient. And the correct answer would be option E.